What's your story? What's your sign? It's like we're twin flames in a different life. Deep connection lights a spark. It's like you know me in the depths of my heart. We're dreamers. Don't care what other people say. We're living like this could be a final day. We're dreamers. Don't care what the others say. We're doing this in our way. We come alive in the nighttime. There's something about how we dance in the moonlight. That look in your eyes, it tells me that you want me and all my loving. We come alive in the nighttime. You and I, we come alive. We come alive. We come alive. What's your weakness? What's your type? Somehow I wanna know all about you. Deep connection lights a spark. You already know me when we dance in the dark. We're dreamers. We're living. We're dreamers. We're doing this in our way. We come alive in the nighttime. There's something about how we dance in the moonlight. That look in your eyes, it tells me that you want me and all my loving. We come alive in the nighttime. You and I, we come alive. Oh, we come alive. We come alive. Oh, we come alive. Tell me that you want me. I can see you want me by the look in your eyes. Tell me that you want me. I can see you want me by the look in your eyes. We come alive. We come alive. We come alive in the nighttime. There's something about how we dance in the moonlight. That look in your eyes, it tells me that you want me and all my loving. We come alive in the nighttime. You and I, we come alive. We come alive. We come alive. We come alive.
Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. It is the end of the month. Wow, that's July gone, and how quickly it's gone. And starting from tomorrow, it is Sussex birthday month and Diana Memorial Month. Thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you're excited. Also, thank you so much, everyone, for the feedback from yesterday's podcast snippet upload. You all seem to really like that and give positive feedback. So I will continue to do that, and it will just be the best takeaways from the longer podcasts, because I think for those of you who maybe don't have a lot of time to watch my podcast in full or to watch, everybody's podcast, because there's so many of us now, which is fantastic, but there's only so many hours in a day and you kind of have to pick and choose. So for those of you who have less time, that will be a regular occurrence going forward. And also thank you so much to Nelson. It was actually his segment from a previous podcast that I uploaded, and you all seem to really enjoy listening to what he had to say. And it was a brilliant segment that he gave. So thank you so much to Nelson, and thank you everyone for your feedback on that. But welcome to today's Sunday's podcast, everyone. It's going to be a relatively short one. one scandal to the next. But what's new in this little royal bubble of ours? I feel like eventually, when all of this becomes mainstream, like a big, wave of royal scandal, I feel like we would have already been in the know and just be like, yeah, well, you know, nothing we don't know here in the Sussex squad. And everybody else will just be like, oh my God. I honestly feel that most of Britain is not ready for the Queen's passing. And it's not necessarily the Queen's passing that I think will be a massive shockwave. I actually think that most people will be pretty ambivalent to it, similar to Philip's passing. Like, I feel like the media and the establishment will make a big deal out of it, but I do feel that most people will be pretty ambivalent to it. I think what's going to be so shocking to most people is what comes afterwards, because you're already seeing signs of it now with the back and forth between the different houses, and a very, what I see, strained relationship between the royals and the press. But we're going to get into that in the podcast. Oh, hello, Carol Lund. I feel like I haven't seen you for a while. Hello, Marcy Foreman. Hi, Rochelle, Sistren. Hey, hey, hey. Hi, Sarah Turner. Sarah Turner, I think you messaged me on Facebook, right? I think I saw you, or you left a message, or you left a review or something. Thank you so much for that. Hello, Annie. Hi, Dara, Sistren. Hello, Sylvia. Valerie. Carolyn. Donna, hello. Hey, Rosa. Hello, Anna. Roseanne's here. Benjamin's here. Let's see who else. Kim Hamilton. Hey, hey. Sylvia, the snippet was perfect. Oh, thank you so much. 5 months till Christmas. Anna, you sound like a friend of mine who literally the day after Christmas, she starts counting down to Christmas. It's like Christmas all year round for her. She is a Christmas fanatic. So you're counting down when it's still like 5 months to go. I'm that person who's running around like a stupid headless chicken the day before, still trying to find presents and wrap gifts. That's me. I'm not doing this 5 months till Christmas stuff. Greetings to you too, Ruth Brown. Happy Sunday, Prudence. Hello, Favi Baron. Hi. Hi, Miss P Talks. Rosa. Hi, Connie. Hope you're over your birthday hangover. Rosa, don't talk about Christmas. Are you a Grinch, Roseanne? Is that why you're like, don't talk about Christmas? All right, welcome to the chat, everyone, and let's get started. Right, oh yeah, just a reminder, yes, we are going to be fundraising. Those of you who can donate, get your purse strings ready, and if you can't donate, we still appreciate when you share and tell everyone about the fundraiser. You are still part of the fundraiser then, and we appreciate your efforts, even if you cannot donate. All right, before we get into the meaty stories today, I searched for Duchess of Success on Google, and it gave me this. People also search for Sussex Squad podcast, Pumice Day podcast, the Sussex set, Keeping Up with the Windsors. So it's so great to see that actually people are searching for us. People have heard about us, and we are gaining traction. And I hope that come this time next year, our platforms will rival some of the mainstream platforms. I'm working on building my blog and getting the writing side of Duchess of Success built, so that, when I write an article, it will come up in the Google feed with all the other mainstream articles. That's my hope. And even now, sometimes my videos do come up on Google searches. And I've noticed other videos like Byron at Royal Sussex, like his videos sometimes come up in Google searches as well. So we are gaining traction, everyone. And that's a huge part of that is because of your support, because you watch us, because you share our videos, because you like our videos, because you're subscribed. So well done to the whole squad. Also, in the United Kingdom, obviously we're going through a cost of living crisis, and there are some people who are at least trying to push back against that. Push back against that. So there's a campaign going on called don'tpay.uk, and they're basically calling on everyone not to pay their bill on August 1st. So they said it's a simple idea. We demand the government scrap the energy price rises and deliver affordable energy for all. We build 1 million pledges by October 1st. If the government and energy companies fail to act, we cancel our direct debits. So if you are interested in taking part in that, go to don'tpay.uk to find out more. I always think group action is the best way to get change. It is getting ridiculous. The cost of energy in particular, I think that we are going to have just hell this winter, absolute hell. I'm hoping to escape in January, February. I think I want to escape the UK because I'm not willing to pay it. Like I feel like whatever extra I'm going to pay on energy prices here in the UK, I could go to somewhere cheaper like Portugal or Thailand and like literally spend the exact amount of money like having an extended holiday. So what is the point of me even being in the UK? Like that is how expensive it's getting, you guys. I actually did the math the other day, and before like the ticket prices for flights went up, it would have cost me like £350 or something to fly to Thailand, and I could have gotten another pounds for the month, less than like £1,000. That's how cheap it is to live in other places of the world. Like it's wild. And I think part of the reason this is going on is because you've got these corrupt politicians. Look at this guy over here. This is Jacob Rees-Mogg, who is the toff of all toffs. This is the guy who says that he's never changed the nappy. Look at how he's dressed. These are the people in power. They're obsessed with living in the past and they relish in it. It makes them feel superior. So if you are interested in taking part of that group action, I believe that this is literally the only way. Go to Don't Pay UK, and I'm definitely going to check it out and consider joining in with this if I can. And I'll be talking to everyone I know about it as well. Marcy Former, Duchess of Success. I love how the Sussexes are laid back in Montecito, quiet, watching, and definitely laughing. Yeah, they probably are. Or yeah, they probably are laughing. But I've always said that I don't believe that Harry or Meghan wants harm to come to their family members. I don't believe they want that. I think they want their family members to tell the truth and to leave them alone and to give them the security that they need as a family. Because there's no other way to really put this other than the fact that they're trying to stop Harry and Meghan from having security, the fact that they keep on getting their hound dogs in the press to go after Harry and Meghan. What other conclusion can we come to other than they want Harry and Meghan dead? So yeah, I'm sure on they probably laugh on one level, but it's still very hurtful that your family members want harm to be done to you. And I think ultimately all Harry wants is for his family to free themselves. And the only way that they're going to free themselves is by telling the truth and humbling themselves. But I don't think they're going to do that. I think, unfortunately, it's going to have to take for them to be embarrassed for them to tell the truth. And even then, it might not be the full truth. Roseanne, no, it's just so stressful and I want to enjoy my summer. Oh, is that why you hate Christmas? All right. Sharon, thank you, Nelson. And second day, the gentleman from Africa, he has a he has a sexy voice. A lot of you said that Nelson had a sexy voice. Oh, Nelson, got some admirers. And congratulations on your move, new town, new place. Kate went sailing, and all they did was talk about her outfit. Yes. Oh, did Kate go sailing? What, did she have an appearance recently? I didn't see. Thank you so much, Elaine Parker, for the super sticker, and happy Sunday to you. Wait. Also in royal news, the Liverpool fans were apparently booing again. Now, I've seen the footage. To be honest, I couldn't hear the booing in the footage that I saw. Maybe it's because ITV may have altered the audio a bit. There could have been a little bit of booing in the background, but they have booed before, and they're known, to feel a certain way about the establishment. And um, a couple of people have come out to comment on this. We've got Lauren Kustenberg here on Twitter saying, apparently, lots of people are upset that the Scousers refused to sing a national anthem about God saving a woman who paid off her son's rape victim with your money. And Dr. Shola saying, nothing inspiring about the national anthem. It doesn't speak to, of, for, or about British people or British values. No sense of collective purpose, call to action, or nation's hope. Only to praise a monarch, relic of the past, descendants of subservience. God save the Queen, what about us? And I 100% agree with that. I think that the British national anthem is so strange. Like, it doesn't really, like Dr. Shola said, speak to, of, or for about the British people. And I find that really weird because most other national anthems do. Like, my native country, Zambia, the beginning of our anthem is stand and sing of Zambia proud and free. It's about the people, it's about the nation. It's not about one individual. And it's weird to me that they decided. I mean, I don't know how the history of the British national anthem came about, but it's interesting to me that they decided for it to be kind of centered around the Queen. I mean, surely they would have known that at some point we might have a king, or like the Queen wasn't going to live forever. But I do actually foresee in the future us having a different national anthem. And I'm not just talking, change it to God Save the King, which will have to change to when when Prince Charles becomes king. But I actually see it becoming something else because eventually I do see us becoming a republic. But it's a very good point that both of them make, and I think it's a sentiment that a lot of people do share. Sylvia, Duchess of Impact is asking Scottish to buy Meghan's book, The Bench, in honor of her birthday. Well, yes, certainly. If you haven't bought The Bench already, buy it for yourself or buy it for, if you've got young kids in your family, go buy it for them or buy it and, maybe donate to a school or I think, can't you buy books for libraries or something like that? There's those kind of like charitable schemes that you can do. So yeah, even if you're not buying it for yourself, you could always buy it for someone else and donate it to someone else. Donna Black, the trolls are bombarding all of the platforms that support the Sussexes, even on Instagram. They are really deranged. I have to say, it has actually gone down significantly. Like, it's still bad sometimes, but I got to tell you, from a year ago, 2 years ago, it's not as bad. Even on other platforms where I see Meghan mentioned, it's gone down a lot. Like, there was a time where it was like you just had to switch the comments off, switch them off. It was that bad. But I feel like slowly, slowly we're um to a point of normality, and where I think that just won't be tolerated anymore. Boney, Britain always expensive. You have to pay to watch your TV. Well, technically speaking, that TV license is for the BBC. So if you don't watch the BBC, um, you don't actually have to pay the license. And there's all sorts of campaigns going on at the moment to, scrap the license. So that's why that's there. London should be don't pay, but don't steal either. I mean, don't steal energy. Is that possible? Duchess, I don't think that family is going to tell the truth or leave them alone. As long as they think they can destroy that marriage and get him back, they won't stop. I mean, surely at this point, they must know or realize Harry is not going back. Even if, and I've said this before, even if the vitriol had broken up the Sussexes' marriage, Harry would not have gone back because for him, it was about finding freedom. It just so happened that in finding his freedom, he found an amazing woman like Meghan, but with or without Meghan, he would have left. And I think this is something that they don't want to acknowledge. They keep on trying to spin this narrative. Um, oh, guys, I just got a very interesting text message. I don't know if I should. Okay, I'm not going to read this out publicly, but I feel like this text message contains something that I'm going to tell you about further down the line. Oh my god, this is so juicy, guys. Hmm. Okay, I so I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, I can't say that publicly. Oh, this is interesting. Someone just sent me a very interesting text message. Okay. Um, you'll hear all about that soon. Oh my god, what was I talking about? Okay, yeah. Harry's not gonna go back. Sorry, I lost my trail of thought there. Um Legs, sadly, I think they're trying to pull a Diana. Well, I think we all came to that conclusion a while ago. They believe if they get rid of H&M, they will try to take their children and try to use them to increase their popularity. It is what they did to Harry and William. Yes. But, children grow, they become their own people. Matty Rambo, it's a selfish anthem that makes no sense. Yeah. I'm going to actually research how the British national anthem came to be today. I don't actually know. Lex, it was God Save the Queen before her. Okay, I did not know that. Oh my god. History lesson needed. Cappy G, when these people give money, it's always for the long game. Action is not required immediately, but sometimes in the future, which could be years later. Are you talking about the dodgy people that the royals get money from? Yes, I agree. Roseanne, the Jamaican national anthem is a prayer for hope in the country. That's very nice. That's how it should be. Yes, Annie, God save the Queen, but what about the rest of the nation? All right. So, just one other random thing before we get into the mainstream news. Ivana Trump passed away. I didn't talk about this on the channel because I didn't really feel the need to. I don't actually know much about Ivana, so I don't feel any kind of way about her, and she's passed away, and that's very sad. But what's even sadder is how Donald Trump has buried his ex-wife. This is her grave. Like, this is just does this not just say everything about who Donald Trump is? If I go down to the local cemetery now, where the average working class person gets buried, their grave looks better than this. This looks like something I would see at a pet cemetery. And there are even some pet cemeteries that are pretty darn fancy. And someone tweeted, as a tax researcher, I was skeptical of rumors Trump buried his ex wife in that sad little plot of dirt on his New Jersey golf course just for tax breaks. So I checked the New Jersey tax code, and folks, it's a trifecta of tax avoidance, property, income sales tax, all eliminated. And they still could not even just, give her a decent burial. Now, I'm the type of person, I have very particular beliefs about death. I don't believe that you have to speak nicely of the dead if they were horrible in life. However, I do have very particular beliefs about dead bodies, and that dead bodies should be buried respectfully. And this is just abysmal. I mean, how could her children allow this? I'm telling you now, like I don't have the best relationship like with my father, but I would never allow him to be buried like this. This is shameful, absolutely shameful, and it reflects badly on you. But also with Donald Trump, I hear that Fox News have pretty much distanced themselves from him. Apparently, he hasn't been on Fox News for like 100 days. So chickens are coming home to roost for a lot of people. He is one of those people that try to use Harry and Meghan's names for clout, and this is just shameful. Shameful. I don't care what side of the political aisle you're on. This is shameful. All right, I'm gonna read through your comments and then we're gonna get onto the meaty topic of the day. Benjamin, God save the adulterers. uh, uh, Kawaii Plush, please tell us if anything comes out of it. I will tell you. I will tell you. Sister, and they will change it again when Chucky becomes king. Yeah. Carolyn, I think it's horrible. Her and her children are despicable for letting him bury her like that. Yeah, it's just wrong. It's just really wrong. Don't leave you hanging. So now, if I tell you now, then I'll mess it up, and then it's gonna amount to nothing. So I have to keep my mouth shut for now. For now. Joyce, I can't believe that Donald Trump buried the mother of his children at a golf course. Yeah, I mean, we all know what that guy is like. I'm gonna say guy because he is not any type of man. Yeah, no respect for the mother of his kids. Yeah, sister, and like it's pitiful. Even the flowers. Anna, I wouldn't want to be buried on my own property. That's insane. Well, it's technically like Donald's property, I guess. A Joan Commonwealth, that's what you see on a pauper's grave, a person without a family. Yes. I mean, the flowers from the pound shop look better than that. Sonia, how would you have wanted the former Mrs. Trump to be laid to rest? I mean, just, just in a way that is more respectful. It's not because I personally feel any type of way about Ivana Trump or the Trump family. It's just my personal beliefs about how you lay a dead body to rest. You don't lay a dead body to rest like that. It's not because I personally feel any type of way about Ivana Trump. I don't feel any type of way about her. I don't really know anything about her, to be honest. I just think it's shameful and it's not what I would do for my family member, even if I didn't like them. All right. I think I've got through most of your comments, so we can get on to the next thing. Okay. Fantastic. Right. Charles. Now, the first thing I'm going to say about this, Prince Charles accepting 1 million from family of Osama bin Laden. First thing I'm going to say about this is coincidence or conspiracy that it comes out just after William has been humiliated by the whole internet. I don't think it's a coincidence. I think that my personal opinion, and it's just my opinion, I'm not stating this as fact, but I think that this was leaked by someone in order to distract from the hashtag Prince of Pegging. Because this happened years ago and all of a sudden it's coming up now. So this was reported by the Times, and I'm going to read the original article. It says, the Prince of Wales accepted a £1 million payment from the family of Osama bin Laden, the Sunday Times can reveal. Prince Charles personally secured the money from Bakr bin Laden, the patriarch of the wealthy Saudi family, and his brother Shafiq. Both men are half brothers of Osama bin Laden, the founder of Al Qaeda, who masterminded the September 11 attacks. Charles brokered the payment after a private meeting with Bakr at Clarence House in London on October 30th, 2013, 2 years after bin Laden was killed by US Special Forces in Pakistan. The future king agreed to the donation despite the objections of advisors at the Clarence House and the Prince of Wales Charitable Fund, where the money was ultimately deposited. According to sources, several of Charles' advisors, including at least one trustee, pleaded with him in person to return the money. One of the household staff said it would cause national outrage if the news leaked to the media. They told the prince that it would not be good for anybody if it emerged that he had accepted money from the family of the perpetrator of the worst terrorist attack in history. The second advisor also urged the prince to return the money. They told the prince he would suffer serious reputational damage if his name appeared in the same sentence as the terrorist who was responsible for the murder of 69 Britons alongside thousands of Americans on 9/11. Um, and of course, not that they mention it in the article, but also the sufferings of Afghanis as well. One source said the fact that a member of the highest level of the British establishment was choosing to broker deals with a name and a family that not only rang alarm bells, but abject horror around the world. Why would you do this? What good reason is there to do this? Very good question. They added, I just didn't feel any member of the British royal family should be involved in that sort of undertaking. Another palace insider said the great fear was that the payments would undermine Charles and the charity's reputation, saying there are other sources of money in the world. Now I'm going to stop right there. There are other sources of money in the world. I have to ask the question, why is it that decent, rich people with good morals and values seem to not want to be involved with Charles's charitable fund? Or why is it that Charles and his charity can't seem to connect with decent, well-moneyed people that also have morals and good values? It seems like time after time after time again, it's only somewhat questionable people that they seem to attract or go to. But back to the article, it continues. However, Charles was said to have felt it would be too embarrassing to hand the money back to the brothers and feared that they would suspect the reason. Well, why did you speak to them in the first place? The article continues. It is understood that one household staff member believes that believes that the prince another advisor to Charles is said to have implored the prince to return the money. Their words caused great concern in the palace, but they were greatly ignored. One source said they remembered every second of a conversation in which Charles was told to hand the money back. In response to inquiries, the chairman of the PWCF, I think that's the Prince of Wales Fund, and the donation was agreed wholly by the 5 trustees at the time. And so this is another thing, because they were actually trying to, in the statement that was released by by Clarence House, they said that the decision was made specifically by the trustees and that Prince Charles was not involved. And those were Diane Fawcett, a financier who works with Kew Gardens, Sir Michael Rake, the former chairman of BT, John Varley, the former Barclays chief executive, Kenneth Wilson, an academic, and William Nye, then Charles' principal private secretary. A source acknowledged that one trustee identified as Varley raised sensible concerns before a full board decision was made. Asked when approval was given, a charity source said this took place after the funds were deposited in the Prince of Wales Fund bank account at Coutts. Coutts, by the way, is the Queen's Bank, where they were allegedly placed in holding pending after later discussion. The source claimed this was consistent with Charity Commission rules. They would not say what these were. A Clarence House source insisted that child aids were not dismayed by the bin Laden donation, that nobody was shouted down, and that decisions about whether or not to accept money fell within the remit of trustees. There was no suggestion that either Bakr or Shakif bin Laden was sponsored or been involved in acts of terrorism. As half-brothers, they were related to Osama bin Laden through their father, Mohammed bin Awad bin Laden, and a Yemeni-born billionaire who became the wealthiest non-Saudi after founding the bin Laden Group, a Jeddah-based construction conglomerate. He died in a plane crash at 59 when Osama was 10 years old. Bakr took over the company but fell out of favor with the Saudi monarch in 2015 after an accident at one of the projects resulted in the deaths of 100 people. It goes on about the family a little bit more. Then it says the bin Laden's family relationship with the prince's charities has never been previously disclosed and does not appear in public documents. Charities are not required to disclose their supporters. The disclosures come just a month after this newspaper, The Times, revealed that Charles accepted a suitcase containing 1 million in cash from Hamad bin Jassim, the former Prime Minister of Qatar. They will lead to new questions about the conduct and personal judgment of the prince. In the past, the prince's spokesman has claimed that all of his charities operate independently of the prince himself in relation to all decisions and fundraising. How can your charities operate separately from you? That doesn't make any sense. It makes me actually wonder if this charity is just one big money laundering scheme. Oi, because also what is this money that's going through this charity? Where is it even going? That's the other question that needs answering. Okay, so the Prince of Wales charity dismissed any suggestion of poor management in relation to the suitcases of cash handed to Charles. But again, why were they given to him in suitcases? Like not by wire transfer. That's hella suspicious. Who does that? It is disappointing that over 40 years of our charitable grants totaling over 70 million to various good causes could be overshadowed by unfounded suggestions of improper management. Well, anybody who's actually listening, and I will look into this also. Does anybody know of where we can actually find documents showing where that 70 million went? Because charities are meant to disclose that, right? Because I want to know where that money has been going. Okay, so the article goes on a little bit, talking about the family. Okay, then it says, the bin Laden family formally disavowed Osama decades ago, but has long been dogged by their association. On September 19th, 2001, 13 members of the family left the United States aboard a privately chartered plane of Saudi nationals. A Clarence House spokesperson said the Prince of Wales Charitable Fund has assured us that through thorough due diligence was undertaken in accepting this donation. The decision to accept was taken by the charity's trustees alone, and any attempt to characterize it otherwise is false. And the article ends. Now, here's what I say to this. So the Osama family separate or say that they separated themselves from bin Laden. And so my question is, if that's the case, and they are no longer, and as far as they're concerned, they're no longer associated with him and his acts and his beliefs, why then would Prince Charles have not just, taken, if he was going to take this money, and to be honest, regardless of what the bin Laden family say, that they have disassociated themselves with Osama, I do not think that it was appropriate for the future King of England to take this money. But if he was going to take the money, why not just, do it publicly and say, I'm taking this money for my charity, for good charitable causes. The family has disassociated themselves with Osama. And then it wouldn't have looked as dodgy. Sure, it would have caused some noise still, but it wouldn't have looked as dodgy. It's the fact that he did it, pretty much in secret. And while he was doing all of this, Harry was defending his country in Afghanistan. So it just looks even more shady. But yeah, that's the article and that's the news regarding that. So I've been talking for some time and I can imagine that you have left a lot of comments. So I'm going to go through your comments now and see what you have to say about this shadiness. Oh, my goodness. It's just one thing after the other with these people, no? B10 Pal, I agree with you, it was leaked on purpose. Yes, because why wasn't this leaked all these years ago? Why now? What, they've just sat on this so that they could leak it at a decent time when it suits them. Uh, Deb Bailey, suppose Charles leaked it. When Voldemort comes here, reporters may ask him why his father made deals with bin Laden's. I don't see how this benefits Charles that this has been leaked. Because, like the Times article says, now you've got Prince Charles's name in the same sentence as Osama bin Laden. Whether or not his family have, disowned him or dissociated um, themselves with him, for the majority of people around the world, the name bin Laden means one thing and one thing only. Joyce, Charles have nothing this not have been doing this for years, and the media has known it. I don't care if it was from half brothers. It's still the Bin Laden family. Well, this may not go over well here in the US. No, I don't think it will. I think I actually saw a squaddy saying that they were talking about this on one of the news channels. It's definitely not going to go over well in the US at all, at all. As 9/11 is such a it's just such an emotional um point for most Americans, understandably. Not just Americans, actually. The world changed that day. There was a world after and before 9/11. So under no circumstances should the future King of England have been having anything to do with the Bin Laden family, period. Thank you for those of you who are just joining us. Legs, I am so glad that H&M got out of that family. We have seen Goldilocks and Tampon jab each other with smears. Then Goldilocks goes after H&M. They do anything, and Tampon uses them as shields. Yes, and I'm just so glad that they no longer have. Well, I mean, they're still being used as shields and distractions, but not as bad as it was, because there's only so much that they can do or say about Harry and Meghan now when they're thousands of miles away. Thank goodness that they're not here on this island. Sister, as usual, the Rangers excusing Chucky taking the monies because, according to the Dimwit creatures, the Bin Laden family is large. Over 60 plus British nationals died on 9/11. Yes, and many more have died in Afghanistan, and many more Afghanis have died and had their lives ravaged because of Al Qaeda. Kathy G, connect the pegs and see where it leads. Yes, I believe there's so much more to this story than just this. B10 Power, Charles is a crook. Maybe some of that money goes to charities and some into Charles' coffer. Well, I want to know more about these charities and exactly what these charities are doing for people, especially if the money is coming from dirty money. And these were the headlines. Now, it was covered in the Daily Fail, which was quite surprising because we know that both Charles and Camilla have gotten very close to the Daily Fail. So I would have expected this to perhaps go, if they were going to report on it at all, somewhere deep on page 20 or something, but they've gone with a front page. So this just shows you that the devil may keep some of your secrets, but he won't necessarily stop at airing some of your dirty laundry on the front page. And remember that Daily Fell is Lord Rothermere. Camilla was literally seen with Rothermere a couple of weeks ago, kissing and hugging. Miss P talks, this family is like a cesspit. My goodness. What next could come out? Good question. I'm like, I want to know, but I don't want to know. Because then I'm just going to know too much. B10 Powell, if Charles accept money from rich British folks, there would be more accountability. True. Accepting money from rich foreigners leaves room for crooked behavior. Charles is a crook. Yes, that is absolutely true. I think there would be more accountability and more breadcrumbs and receipts. Because you've got to also ask the question, what are they getting in return? What type of access are they getting in return? And it's also potentially a risk to national security. Okay, and reactions from the Twitterverse. Um, one person saying, and here I thought the British royal family was rich. Meanwhile, Charles is traveling the world by private plane, hauling grocery bags of cash from dodgy billionaires across the international borders back to the UK, abusing his title and diplomatic status. It's a criminal offence. Joanne and Zuzu saying Prince Charles's dirty money tricks was reported on Good Morning America, and it really made him even shadier. Yes. And don't forget, Kate and William are going to the US. And now they're going to have this hovering over their head. William's father dealing with bin Laden's family. Joyce, yes, too many people in the US died because of bin Laden. Thank you, President Obama, who took him out. Yes, and the special forces that were involved in that. Sonia Poulton saying, of course we should #abolish the monarchy. Charles accepting millions from dodgy associates is the least of the royal family's imnormalities. Once the Queen is gone, we have to close down this unedifying spectacle. Royalty is an abomination that puts these people above the law. People keep saying, wait until the Queen dies. Why? Why? Why do we have to wait until the Queen dies? She's literally the head of this mafia. So really, she should be held just as accountable as everyone else. I mean, listen, she's an old lady now. She may not have as much say. She may well be being handled, but I don't necessarily think that that absolves her from any responsibility, or that we should have to wait until she's gone. Why? These people are playing crooked games right now as we speak, while the British people are going through hell. So I don't get this whole thing of, once the Queen dies, like, no, justice can start today, this very moment, this very hour. Donna Black, it's been predicted that Prince Harry will become the next King of England, and it might come true if both Prince Charles and Prince William are eliminated before George comes of age. Well, why are you? Is there some tarot reader that has predicted that Prince Charles and Prince William will get taken out by the monkeypox or something? I think that even if something did happen to both Charles and William, I don't think that Harry would take that title. I think that he would probably make the decision to dissolve the monarchy, because I don't think Harry wants to be king. Even if everything was left to him, I think he would still say, do you know what? Enough is enough. That's just my guess anyway. I'm not speaking for Harry. Classy, the more you get to know the royals, the more disgusting it looks. Yeah, and when you talk to royalists, they will still come back and say, oh, well, it's still good that we have a monarchy because they keep things in check, and without them it would be worse. This is literally what they'll tell you. And my answer to that is, how much worse do you want it to be? There's 2,000 food banks. You want 3,000 food banks while these people live in castles of golden pianos? Yes, Annie, they're like the mafia, this family. Yeah, Marina, a good question that everybody's asking. Why is this coming out now? All right, moving on. Also, in order to distract from his shenanigans, William has pulled out his kids. He posted a picture with, a video with Charlotte, wishing the lionesses good luck. This commentator on Twitter saying William, of course, complain about invasion to his privacy while also using his children to increase his PR by attaching himself to a national positive event that he has no involvement in. Yeah, I think that they were meant to be going to the game. I had heard, but I think after the Prince of Pegging thing, they're probably not going. But absolutely, I think it's disgraceful to try to use your children as a shield for your own shenanigans. That's just not good. Keep the kids out of it. It's not nice. No, they don't need to be pulled into this. Yes, classy. I'm so glad that Harry got out of that crazy family and that he took his children out of that crazy family. And I honestly do wish the Cambridge children the best. I hope that they can forge their own paths. I hope that they can get out of this archaic, cold institution as full, happy human beings that can stand on their own and don't have to be held hostage by this institution. I genuinely wish the Cambridge children the best and the same freedom that the Sussex children are going to have. Because clearly their own parents are not involved. Are not interested in the well-being of the Cambridge kids, pulling them out to events, using them as PR, to hide for their own shenanigans. Thank you so much, Alan Vernon, for the super sticker. Much appreciated. And as somebody pointed out, Camilla Tominey must be really happy there is a royal whose name can be linked to terrorism. I can't wait to see her article about it. Just like when she linked Meghan's cookbook to suspects, to terror suspects. And this propaganda hit piece actually led to women at the Hub Kitchen being harassed. It was completely and utterly uncalled for and unnecessary. So yes, we can't wait to hear Camilla Tominey's take on Charles being involved with people involved in terrorism. Deb Bailey wondering if there's charities are money laundering under the surface. 100%. It can't be anything else. It really can't be anything else. You're not going to tell me that you accepted $1 million in cash in this century in cash. Like we don't have wire transfer in crypto. Nonsense. It's definitely some kind of money laundering going on. Crack me up. Everyone knows for sure he is more than a crook. He's a mafia boss. Well, the whole damn family is like a mafia family, isn't it? Cappy G. Advantage William. Now the ball's in Charles' court. Will he go for the ace or just volley? Well, the ace really here is William's rosebush shenanigans, right? But even Charles can't get the press to talk about William's favorite gardening activities because there is an injunction that that stops anybody from talking about what type of fertilizer he uses when he gardens. So that's why I think perhaps William is being so fearless in pushing back against Charles, because his biggest secret, well, the press can't talk about it anyway. Marina, this $1 million scandal is different from the bags of money scandal. I doubt if most of his money goes to charities, it goes into his bank account plus public funding. This is too much. Yeah, and it makes you wonder all the money then that they're making from their own private ventures. Like the Duchy of Cornwall is meant to make what, like 22 million a year or something. I mean, they're huge landowners, not just here in the UK, but also in the US. And then there's all the money that they get from the sovereign grants. So it's like they've got money, or do they not have money? What's going on with the money? Like, I need a straight answer as to what's going on with the unroyal mafia's money, because there are some dodgy things here, and I feel like we don't. I feel like there's something underneath the surface that we don't know about. Valerie, this tarnishes the entire royal family, not only Charles. I mean, there's so much that tarnishes their name, right? You have to wonder, well, what else is it going to take for the British public to wake up and push back? Teresa, exactly. Why wait? Get the ball rolling ASAP. Oh, Black Cougar, welcome to the members club. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy to have you here, darling. Oh, just give me a second, guys and dolls. My computer has frozen. Oh, this is annoying. One sec, everyone. Okay, we should be good to go now. Bride Highs, William looks like hell. Yeah, you're not the only one that said it. He looks very tired, very haggard. But that's what evil and keeping so many secrets hidden on your chest does to you. It weighs on your soul. Legs, I saw that someone on Twitter was trying to blame this on Harry and Meghan for all of the royal family's messes. What the hell? Sorry, they didn't stay and take the torture so you could use them as distractions. Exactly. I mean, I feel like Harry and Meghan really tried to make the other members of the Unroyal Mafia see the light. Um, Allegedly, the reason um, Harry and William's um, the strain on their relationship came to got so bad was because Harry called out William on his gardening shenanigans. And I think William's just too selfish, too wrapped up in his own desires to listen to his brother or to listen to anyone. Yes or no? Camilla Tominey is a liar. Then and now. And forever. There will never be a day when Camilla Tominey is not a liar. You know, she still hasn't taken the picture of her and Andrew down from her website. It's still there, very proudly displayed. Donna Black, I wonder how long the Cambridges will stay in the US. I mean, at this point, are they even going to go? I'd cancel the trip. All right, there's that, and what else did I want to make? Yep, that is pretty much all I wanted to say for today. And I'll just end with this because I think it pretty much just sums up everything. Oh, this is a picture, by the way, that was taken by a squaddy who waited outside the UN. The press had gone and they got this picture. But as Anne Boleyn said, the British press will say, Meghan Markle was a bully. The Sussex Squad will say, how? The British press, she destroyed staffers. Sussex Squad, how were they destroyed? British press, they were bullied by her. Sussex Squad, how did she bully them? British press, they were destroyed. It's like they never have a straight answer for anything. And this is literally how they sound. Like fools. And with that, I am done for today. I will get through your comments and then we are done. Thank you so much, as always, for coming, everyone. Thank you, everyone for the super stickers. And for our new members, welcome, welcome, welcome. MSP Talks and all the monies they collect from Commonwealth countries. Yes. I'm sure that there are a lot of dodgy dealings that happen with Commonwealth countries. Merit, it's a Game of Thrones. Yes, we're watching it in real time. Sugar Queen Legs, they seem to forget that Harry and Meghan was not even together when these funds exchanged hands. Yeah, that's true. So why are they even trying to pull Harry and Meghan into this? Thank you, Sistren, for reminding everyone to like and subscribe. You know, I look at my YouTube analytics and something like 36% of my viewers are not subscribed. So if you're in that 36%, look just below the video. If your button is red, hit that subscribe button. Thank you very much. Joyce, the UK people are too brainwashed, so we'll never push back. Well, I don't actually think it's that everybody is brainwashed. I think some people are just ambivalent, and I think that maybe they wouldn't even know how to push back. But I think at the very least, we should get some kind of petition going. Well, the first thing to do would actually be to put a petition to Parliament. That wouldn't be very difficult. I think it only needs to get like 100,000 signatures or something for them to debate a referendum, either to abolish the monarchy or to take the monarchy off the taxpayers' purse string. I actually think that the first court of order should be to take the monarchy off the taxpayers' purse string, because then I feel like they would just slowly destroy themselves afterwards, and then we don't have to go through the whole culture war shit show that will be trying to abolish the monarchy. Because the problem is the individual people within the institution. And then, of course, the Commonwealth countries could rid of them individually. Sylvia, Duchess of Success, do you remember that after the Oprah interview, Piers Moron sat on his previous morning show trying to imply Meghan wore earring from the Saudis and tried to tie it to the dead reporter Khashoggi? Yes, and I think, wasn't it the Telegraph that also published an article about that, when actually it turns out that she had been given those earrings and not told of the origins of them. And I think if Meghan had known about the origins of them, she would not have worn them. So I think they gave her those earrings to actually set her up in the future, so that if she ever stepped out of line, they could leak, oh, Meghan wore earrings that were given to her from the Saudis, knowing that she's someone who is obviously very vocal about women's rights. And it's not like, you know, the Queen hasn't taken jewelries or gifts from Saudi leaders before. Marina, do they ever hold events to raise money for their patronage? From what we've heard, some of the charities they supported are closing down due to lack of funding. All they do is shake hands and cut ribbons. The thing is, I don't keep up with the other royals like in their work that much to know, but I do know that yes, some of Kate's charities have shut down, and one of them actually called her out on a Zoom call for not visiting them. What was it, for like 8 years or something? She didn't visit them, so it's no wonder they're shutting down. And the whole purpose of you as a humanitarian is to be likable enough for people to want to support your causes. So you may not, you know, be a huge fan of Angelina Jolie, but Angelina Jolie's profile and her fan base love her enough to be interested in her charity work, to donate to the charities. That's what your job as a humanitarian and as a patron is. But that means you being likable. That means you being authentic. That means you showing up. That means you doing interesting things that get people excited, like a cookbook, like a clothing line. And the Unroyal Mafia are not and have never been that creative. And it's when Meghan came along, and it's probably for the first time they actually saw someone who could galvanize a fan base to be able to be charitable enough to keep charities funded and afloat, because all of Meghan's associated charities have stayed afloat throughout COVID. And you've got numerous ones that are connected to Kate that are shutting down. Sonia Alexander, the young man who called in from South Africa, who called in, should start a podcast. I agree. Nelson, if you're listening, start a podcast, or I wouldn't mind having you as a co-host, bro. If you're listening, message me through Instagram or Twitter or something, because the people love you. Joyce, William had to bring the children out sooner than expected. Harry was supposed to fill that role for another 12 years. Yeah, he was meant to be the shield for another 12 years. Or however long before William, takes the throne. Oopsie days. Oh, I've lost track of where I am in the comments, because they're coming in so thick and fast. Okay. Oh, you have a nice day too, Valerie. Thank you everyone for coming. If you're just joining, we're actually just wrapping up with comments, and then we're calling it a day. So you can watch the replay. Irene, they have billions, but as the rich is so fond of saying, you don't get rich by giving it away. And under no circumstances spend your own money. Yeah. Don't spend your own money and then grift as much as possible to get more. Like, I really feel like we don't talk enough about the fact that for a lot of rich people, I think that they have like a sickness when it comes to wealth and hoarding wealth. Because there's no reason that you should have more money than you could ever spend. It's just about power and control. And it gets to a point where, they have all this money and then it's never enough. Oh, thank you so much, Legs, for the super chat. Oh, thank you all also for a great July. It's been a month of drama, but we've managed to keep the humor at least. And we're gonna have these months where it goes a little bit quiet, but I think it's still important with our platforms now, as much as I will always highlight Harry and Meghan's amazing work. I think it's also it's gotten to the point now where it's also important that we highlight and talk about the other royals and their shadiness, because, well, the mainstream media isn't talking about it. So who else is going to talk about it and give another point of view other than us? I feel like we've become citizen journalists in our own way, because the mainstream media isn't talking about this, so somebody has to, right? Joyce, they just blame Harry and Meghan for everything. That's why the world are looking at this family and it's insane. Yeah, and I don't think they realize how insane and ridiculous they look. I don't think I covered this on the channel, but the King of Spain actually had to leave the country because of money laundering. So now I don't know if that's ever going to happen for any of the British royals because of the way the laws are here. But if I'm not mistaken, let me actually just... Okay, I won't look it up now, but maybe in another podcast I'll go into detail about this. But he actually had to leave the country, and I think he's exiled. So at least someone somewhere is trying to hold their royals accountable. Joyce, the press know a lot about that family. The job is to clean up their messes, and if and when they want, they will leave their secrets. Yes. But ultimately, if it serves them, I believe that they will spill. I actually do believe that there is going to be somebody in the British press that is going to break ranks and talk about William's gardening activities. And I also believe, this is just my prediction, and I've been pretty good with my predictions so far. I predicted protests at the Jubilee. They didn't quite happen. The cost of living protest happened, I think, like a week later, but close enough. But my other prediction, that somebody will break rank and then you'll have a court case where in order to defend themselves, because they basically broke the injunction, they will claim freedom of speech. And that is going to be a huge court case that's going to test the notion of freedom of speech and whether or not somebody who is very rich, very powerful, and part of the British monarchy can use injunctions to protect themselves in that way, and whether or not you can, claim freedom of speech in order to break an injunction. That is my prediction, because I just don't see them staying quiet about William's gardening activities forever. I just don't see it. I don't see it. Oh, thank you so much, Claudia Simmons. God bless you too for showing up. I appreciate you all. And Marina, the old generation worship the monarchy too much. Yeah, I was watching a documentary. I think it was a Diana documentary. I think it was the 7 Days that shook Britain or something. And there was a mother and a daughter, and the mother was like, "Yeah, I tell my daughter to call the Queen mum. I tell my daughter to call the Queen mum."
Well, next question. See ya.
I mean, personally, I just find that really, really weird. It's like this old lady that lives in castles with a golden piano, and you call her mum. Legs, that would be awesome if Nelson started a podcast. I think it would be awesome if Rahini started one too. Yes. Do you know what I would actually love? To get to the point where this podcast is so big and generating enough revenue that I can actually pay people to do articles. I can pay people to actually I don't feel like doing a podcast one day, and I can ask someone, just like give you a half day rate to do the research, make the slides, and come on a podcast. I would love that. I would love to actually pay people to do that. And I think so many of you who come on and you speak so eloquently would be more than capable of doing that. So that is what I'm praying for one day, to actually be able to pay people to come and help me run this platform and write articles and do the social media. Sussex Squad podcasts were literally getting to that point. They were paying social media managers. And I'd like for us to get to that point as well. And oh my goodness, how I would be so happy if I could give somebody even a part-time job. That would fill my soul. Golfing 60 Minutes Australia had a discussing hit piece about Meghan tonight. A friend of mine who's Australian actually said that there was a hit piece coming. I'm definitely going to have her on. I said I was going to have her on before. She's coming back to the UK in September. So I'm definitely going to have her on to give her 2 cents from an Australian perspective, how Harry and Meghan have been covered over there. MCM Positive Rangers was saying that Meghan was advised not to wear the earrings, but she did anyway. Well, I'm sure they would say that to form part of the narrative, right? Dara, and yes, the earrings were on a loan. They weren't even given to her as gifts. And they were definitely a setup to use her, so to use against her, because why is it when she initially wore them, we never heard that they were from the Saudis? Heck, when the drama always starts and ends in England. Yeah, it seems like it. Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, they're all minding their own business. I'm not sure they even care that much. Injunctions in the UK mean nothing in the US and elsewhere. That is true. But you know what? I feel like the US media are buying their time and waiting for the right time. Because I think with the US media, if they were to say anything about William's gardening activities now, the British media would spin it as Harry and Meghan telling their friends in the US media to smear William. I think that's how it would be seen. So as much as I want other international media, particularly media from the US, to start talking about it, I actually think that it would work against Harry and Meghan for that reason. But the time will come, my friends. The time will come. Karma can be slow, but she comes knocking eventually. All right, who's going to give us the last word of the day? Because I'm almost at the bottom of your comments. Jonah, we are the support for Harry and Meghan that Prince Diana never had. Yes, and how sad? How sad is it? Well, you know, I do think that Diana had the support. What we didn't have was the platforms to be able to drown out and push back against the noise of the mainstream media tabloids. Because even during the Diana years, it was really just the British tabloids that were hounding and prosecuting her. Yes, there was thirst for her internationally, but internationally, she was not being battered. Internationally, she was praised, she was uplifted, people loved her. It was the British tabloids, with the help again of the firm, that were trying to destroy her. Janita, yes, gardening practices. It's gardening practices. What he likes to do with rakes and spades. Gotta be careful. Miss P talks, can they ever be held accountable for what they do? If the British public grow a spine, yes. But that's a long way away. All right, who's going to get the last word of their day? Joan Hickey. Well, if it's okay for Charles to get cash in Tesco bags, then it's okay to borrow earrings. Exactly. If it's okay for us to pay 12 million to keep a pedo prince out of jail, then it's okay for Meghan to wear some earrings. Roseanne, the US media are gathering more evidence on Willie Leaks and Chucky. I think so. Black Cougar, that would be so great, and I can certainly see our accomplished Sussex squaddies who have those skills contributing thoughtfully to commentary when we need to. Yes. And certainly, if I was going to hire anyone, it would be, or would have to be, the most dedicated and the most knowledgeable squaddies and people who are most knowledgeable about Meghan and the situation and what's happened over the last 5 or 6 years. Like, I will literally put that in the job description. Must be a hardcore squaddies. Hardcore squaddie with who is well versed and knowledged in squad lingo and squad activities and the British media and the unroyal mafia. Like, you have to know, why is Camilla Tominey a liar? Why is the other brother called the other brother? You have to know these things to get hired. All right, I have successfully come to the end of the comments. So, Roseanne, gardening with hose has a whole new meaning. Indeed. All right. Okay, Kathy G, I'm going to give you the last word of the day. Everyone have a relaxed and lazy Sunday. Yes, yes, yes. Wishing you a great Sunday. Wishing you a great week. Wishing you a fantastic let's get ready to celebrate and to give back. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Bye.
soul. I feel a love for you that's out of control.